No, I'm not back just yet. And secondly, I had a script planned for this video, but I'm just gonna have to make it up on the spot because I keep stuttering and I want things to go smooth, so I'm just gonna have to explain everything right now. We need to talk about my Comic Cons. So, I don't know if I mentioned it in my last one that I had, but the last one was very chaotic, very expensive, and a lot of people were not happy. So, it has kind of left a bad impression on me because obviously it didn't feel right. A lot of people could back me up on this point because a lot of people had a lot of issues with this Comic Con. One of the people that had issues was Dominic G. Martin, who I've met at a few Comic Cons before. I even got a video of him at my first one in January last year. Not this year, I haven't done any this year yet, which I'm going to get onto later. But Dominic G. Martin wanted to meet Ncuti Gatwa, and he didn't even get to see him because Ncuti was very busy, had to leave. And obviously that was one of the main reasons why a lot of people were upset. I'm not going to get into it just now because I want to move on. So the last Comic Con was a disaster. So obviously, from the last time you saw me do a video, I think that was my last proper video. My most recent videos have been about me going to watch racing and keep saying, "Oh, I'm back" and stuff. But I'm not just yet. But this video is about Comic Cons, not my YouTube return. But I was originally thinking of going to another Comic Con this year, back in January, but obviously that's passed. And it was at MegaCon again, and this time they had guests like Janet Fielding and Gemma Redgrave and Sophie Aldred. I met Aldred, but I haven't met Gemma or Janet. So that's obviously still in my mind, but that Comic Con's passed, I can't do it now. As for other ones, there is the Summer Comic Con with Varada Sethu, the new companion Belinda, and John Barrowman, who played Captain Jack. So that one's to think about. There is another Comic Con that I'm thinking of attending with better guests, in my opinion, but there are a lot of flaws with it. So one that I plan to attend is the For the Love of HorrorCon in October. The problem is, this Comic-Con is in Manchester, which is 4 hours away from me. The guests are likely going to be very expensive. And thirdly, the theme. Like, you have to be 18 or over for this Comic-Con because it's horror-based. Now, as you guys have seen from my Five Nights at Freddy's live streams, I'm a bit of a wuss, which makes no sense. I'm a Five Nights at Freddy's fan, but I'm also a scaredy cat, which is I need to do something about. It's not ideal for me. But the guests for this Comic-Con, which I'm thinking of going to but very likely won't, but it's one that's stuck in my mind, the guests there are Matthew Lillard, who a lot of you will know him from Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and you obviously know why I'm going to go. Well, I would want to go and meet him because he's William Afton in Five Nights at Freddy's. And the other guest is Simon Pegg, who I don't really have a specific character for because everyone knows Simon Pegg. He's played a lot of characters. I've seen him in a lot of stuff. Most people would associate him with Shaun of the Dead, which is probably, I'd say, his main project he's been in. But anyways, that's one Comic Con I'm thinking about. The most possible one, but I don't know if I'm going to do, is the someone I just talked about. The problem is, it's not how far away they are. It's not the worry about me doing these cons and having a disaster. Pardon me. The main issue I have with Comic Cons at the moment are the prices. So, as I checked on the Love of HorrorCon, Simon Pegg isn't as expensive as I thought it would be. I thought it'd be well over £100 for a photo autograph, but no, he's same price as David Tennant, which I guess in a way makes sense. I mean, they've both had equal shares of popular stuff and not so much popular stuff. Matthew Lillard currently doesn't have prices up, but he's up there with the big costs. He's low on the list. He's currently lower than Simon Pegg, and it's going from price descending, not ascending. So, yeah. I don't know how expensive Matthew Lillard is going to be. This Comic-Con's very likely not going to be one I would attend. It will be one I want to, but it's not the most practical at the moment. As of me checking RosterCon, which I haven't done for a very long time, that's where I usually found all my Comic-Cons from my last few ones. There's nothing really going on, because the other main struggle is themes. I mostly do Comic-Cons for Doctor Who, because there was only one Comic-Con I did which wasn't for Doctor Who, and that was in May in 2023, when I went to go meet the Five Nights at Freddy's voice actors and a few YouTubers. And that, arguably, I would say is my best Comic-Con, but according to YouTube, my best one was the one with, I think it was Karen Gillan and, who was the other one? Derek Jacobi, that's right. Either that or it's changed now. My most fun one, I would say, would be the one I did with Catherine Tate, because I got about over... I was expecting half of that stuff in the video to actually happen, but more than that happened. I mean, I got to go on stage with Catherine Tate. I got to get a video with all the guests I planned to meet. I only met 2, but I counted Dominic G. Martin as another because he plays the Doctor in a fan series. But I really enjoyed that one. So yeah, I'd say personally my best one would be the May 2023 one. Not the David Tennant one, because I had one... That was like 1 week before that one. But the Catherine Tate one was my most fun one, and according to YouTube, my Karen Gillan and Derek Jacobi one is my best one. And, I mean, I can safely say that, I don't know. No. As for my worst con, it's going to be a mix. It's going to be between my last one with Ncuti Gatwa or the one I had with Mandip Gill and Sacha Dhawan. Because if you go to that one, the Sacha Dhawan and Mandip Gill one, the video's only a minute and a half. I struggle to find any content, and half of that video is just the intro and the outro. And just me yapping for another 45 seconds or something. And that somehow isn't my worst one. Apparently my worst Comic-Con video on YouTube, view-wise, was the Peter Davison and Paul McGann one. Which, I don't think that one was so bad. I mean, it's definitely not my best one, but it's got to go higher. But I think the reason the Ncuti Gatwa one isn't so low is because it's Ncuti Gatwa on the cover. But for me personally, that Comic-Con was terrible. And there were a lot of people I met that day which just, they all kind of agreed this Comic-Con's not going that well. So yeah, I've kind of been left on a bad impression, but one question sticks in mind for me. Will I retire from doing Comic-Cons? As of now, the answer is no. But if I'm going to retire, then the retirement's going to come soon. I feel like if I can't earn as much as I would want to this year, and if there isn't that much variety in guests this year for other Comic-Cons, then I might have to stop doing these videos by probably around 2027, because that's when I finish college, and then I will have to start my acting career. Because I would be finishing this year at college, but I'm deciding to go on to the highest level of acting and performing arts to hopefully learn about things like finding agents and learning more about filming and stuff. Not camera filming, but acting in front of camera. What every other actor I've met so far has done, pretty much. So I'm going to do that for 2 more years, just so I can assign myself for a better future. So that gives me like 2 more years of money to save for Comic-Cons. And the problem is the money. I don't know where to get it. I don't have a job. I can't really get a 9 to 5 if I'm at college. My job, which I did and got the money to do my other Comic-Cons, that one's not really reaching out to me anymore. It was working for my dad, but there's not enough work going around at the moment for me to come and help him with. So Comic Cons are not so much available to me anymore. There's a lot I would have wanted to have done. I mean, if I had money at the start of January, I would have gone to the MegaCon one and hopefully would have brought my YouTube life back, because I feel like my YouTube career is just going in different eras by year. My first year being my first year, my 2023 year being my prime year, because I feel like that's where I got all the views and all the subscribers and all the best content. And then 2024 I'd say is my more filming year, because that's when I release the most projects. This year I feel like is kind of a fall off, because nothing's going on. I'm just watching cars going around tracks. I mean, obviously, I didn't tell you guys, but I've pretty much become like a fan of cars now. Look, I'm wearing a Mercedes Formula 1 shirt, so that might be another thing that kind of almost slightly puts me off from Comic Cons, because I'm becoming a fan of Formula 1, and Formula 1 is expensive. So there's like things sort of guiding me away from Comic Cons, and there's other reasons why Comic Cons are trying to like push me away from attending more. So the one thing that sticks in my mind is I don't want my last Comic Con to have been the Ncuti Gatwa one. I don't want to end my Comic Con like career with a very bad one. I want to end it off with something at least decent or good. Something not similar, no, not exactly the same, but similar to the Catherine Tate one, or the Karen Gillan one, or the Five Nights at Freddy's voice actor one, or the David Tennant, Jodie Whittaker, Matt Smith one. Something like that. But at the moment, the only guests I really want to meet are the Doctors. Tom Baker, Christopher Eccleston, Peter Capaldi, and that's it, because there's no one else. Because the second and first Doctors are gone. I've already met the first Doctor. I've met every other Doctor. Partially met the 15th because, well, I mean, it was self-explanatory at the start of this video and in my other Comic-Con video. So, at the moment, the 3 Doctors that I plan that are left for me to meet, the only one that's probably the most possible is Eccleston, because Tom Baker, he does them in some areas near me, but you have to enter raffles now, and I've lost a lot. Not money, but I've lost a lot of raffles. I haven't lost any money because I haven't had to pay it because I lose. And then Peter Capaldi is kind of becoming a musician or something now, so he's not really open to doing Comic Cons that much anymore. And it's a shame because he's my favourite Doctor. So Eccleston is the most like available of the ones left now. The only problem is he does them nowhere near me. Like the closest I think he's done one recently since I started doing Comic Cons was in Wales or Telford or wherever it is. But yeah, low variety, higher prices, further away locations, and other like things are just what's kind of making me go a bit low on the Comic Cons, and I needed to talk about this eventually. So I don't know how my Comic Con career is going to go. I've done 12 of them so far, and 11 of them have been Doctor Who related, because other fandoms like Ninjago or Five Nights at Freddy's, they're more American and they stick out to American Comic Cons. Things like Formula 1 is worldwide, and plus Formula 1 doesn't do conventions, plus they would be so expensive. I can't really think of any other fandoms that I'm really into at the moment, because we have Ninjago, we have Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm trying to get clues around here. There's nothing I can really see. No, there really isn't. So yeah, it's really Doctor Who that's Comic Con related for my videos that I can really do. That wasn't even proper English. I'm sorry, I'm struggling. If I would have learnt a script for this video, then this video would have come out more clear, but unfortunately that's not the case. So yeah, I just don't know where this Comic Con career is going to go. I've done 12. I mean, I would want to get to 15 because I feel like leaving it at 13 would just be a bit odd. Like, I'm so OCD that I want to end on either an even number or a number that ends in 5 or 0. Although 0 is an even number. But that's not the case. You get what I mean. So, if I wanted to end it off, if I wanted to end my Comic-Con career good, I would want to do 3 more. Because I've done 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. And that's kind of where I'd like to see it end. But we'll have to see, because I haven't got money at the moment. Well, at least not for Comic-Cons. I've got a car, which I'm hopefully trying to pass my test soon. In so I can afford to use it and go other places to probably do other filming. Aside from this project, which I've still got to do, I'm working on the script now, and I've got a lot of people for this project. It's not like my other ones with AI voices or 2 or 3 other people. But yeah, it's just time, money, everything at the moment is just guiding me away from Comic-Cons, but I'm not done with them. I want to end it off on a good one, but I have a feeling that life will not let that happen for me. But I'll try, because at the moment I'm trying to keep staying on track with Doctor Who, but at the moment I feel like nothing that big has really happened. I mean, there's still the as of me recording this, the Doctor Who season is currently underway of releasing episodes, so I've still got that to look forward to. I still haven't watched the first one, which like the first episode of the new season, which a lot of people have. I did watch the Christmas special. I don't know how I feel about it. But maybe I might start getting back into the feel of Doctor Who again to do Comic-Cons if I watch the new episode, which I should hopefully do soon. And I'm so glad that I've got to do this video right now, because I keep having videos in the back of my mind. I've got to do them, and when I get home or anything I'm like, oh, I don't want to do these videos, and like, oh, I need to do these videos, but I just don't feel like it. I'm trying to sort something out with myself at the moment, so yeah, I don't know like what to do at the moment. But this video is meant to be about my Comic-Cons, and I'm gonna keep it that way. So no, I'm not done with Comic-Cons yet, but I'll only likely do a maximum of 3 more, minimum of 1 more, but I don't know. So the only other 2 that I can think of are the Showmasters summer one and the Manchester horror one in October. But I don't know. There has to be like something out there. But I don't know what to say. I've got to stop repeating myself, because sometimes I feel like that just happens when I don't think I really should have made a script for this. I did make a script for another version of this, but I had to scrap it. I need to explain it more. I don't need to learn the script. But I'm going to leave the video now before I start to lose my head again. And I will, no promises, but I will try and get back on topic this year, because I've only done like 8 videos this year, and it's now April. It's not good. I need to like keep going. So yeah, I'm gonna stop it now. I'm not gonna bother editing this. You just need to listen. So yeah, that's all I can really say. I'll make a thumbnail though, but I'm not back. This video is about Comic-Cons. I just need some more time to get myself back. Okay, we're done.